Something is happening and anyone expected. The pressure on Robert Saleh is already heavy, because this may be his last real chance to prove he can lead an NFL team. He knows another failed run will follow him for the rest of his career. That is why he did not build a weak or safe coaching staff. Brian DeBall will run the offense, Gus Bradley will help control the defense, and Carmen Bracillo will work with an offensive line that must improve fast. The biggest early change is not a new playbook. It is the way the team now works. Players say meetings feel sharper, practice feels more organized, and coaches are asking for clear answers from everyone. Dan Moore Jr. said the building now feels more professional and serious. Those words matter, but Saleh knows players have said similar things during many failed rebuilds. The real test will come when this team faces pressure and starts losing close games. Saleh is not waiting for the season to slowly fix the defense. He has already brought in players who know his style and understand what he wants. The plan is simple: attack the quarterback, stop the run, and make every throw feel dangerous. And one of those new defenders arrived in Tennessee with a bold message. He does not want hype, because he believes he can become one of the most feared edge rushers in football. Jermaine Johnson did not arrive in Tennessee asking for attention. He came with one goal: prove he can still take over games. The former first-round pick made the Pro Bowl in 2023, then tore his Achilles the next season, and finished 2025 with only 3 sacks. Now he says he wants 10 to 12 sacks and wants running backs to fear his side of the field. The Titans traded T'Vondre Sweat to get him, so this is not a small test. Tennessee is betting that Johnson's best football is still ahead of him. But Johnson is not the only new problem for opposing teams. John Franklin Myers can rush from the edge or move inside next to Jeffrey Simmons, which gives the defense several ways to attack the line. Alontae Taylor can cover outside or move inside, allowing Tennessee to change its look without changing players. Saleh now has defenders who can move around, hide pressure, and force quarterbacks to make quick choices. The biggest mystery may be Femi Oladejo. He has the size, strength, speed, and effort coaches want, but his technique is still raw. Jacob Martin and rookie Keldrick Falk are also fighting for snaps, while Malik Herring may already be running out of room on the roster. On paper, this group looks deep and physical. Then day 2 of camp arrived, and one young linebacker turned that promise into something real. The ball hit Wan'Dale Robinson's hands, jumped into the air, and Cedric Gray was already waiting. He grabbed the interception, kept both feet in bounds, and suddenly became the name everyone was talking about. That was not his only big play. Gray also knocked another ball loose, stopped runs near the line, and stayed around the football all day. By the end of practice, the defense had 2 interceptions, 6 broken-up passes, and enough pressure to make every quarterback uncomfortable. This is a huge moment for Gray, because he is entering his 3rd season, and this is usually when young linebackers either take the next step or stay average. He was already strong against the run, but covering passes was the part of his game that still needed work. On this day, he looked faster, more aware, and much more comfortable in space. James Williams also picked off Mitchell Trubisky, while Anthony Hill nearly came away with another interception. Gray's rise could change the middle of Tennessee's defense. If he can stop the run and handle passes over the middle, quarterbacks will have very few safe places to throw. But there was another side to this great defensive day. While Gray and the linebackers were making plays, Cam Ward and the offense were struggling to find answers. And one mistake started a much bigger debate about the young quarterback. One interception was enough to start the noise around Cam Ward, but the full story was not that simple. He finished the day 11 of 20, made several sharp throws, and kept trying passes into tight spaces. That is part of the process. Training camp is where a young quarterback finds out which throws are open, which ones are risky, and how fast NFL defenders can close the gap. Ward is not playing scared, and the Titans do not want him to. The key person here is Brian Daboll. His job is to help Ward play faster and avoid putting too much pressure on the offensive line. That means shorter passes, clear reads, and more chances for Ward to move outside the pocket when a play breaks down. Wan'Dale Robinson can help with that because he already knows Daball's offense and has built a strong bond with Ward. Their timing is not perfect yet, but the base is there. Ward will make mistakes during camp, but the Titans care more about how he responds. If he learns from these throws and starts making quicker choices, this offense can improve fast. The real surprise, though, is who may help him the most. It is not the highest paid receiver or the biggest name on the roster. It is a young wideout who has started camp by making one big play after another. Alec Iomanor has become the biggest surprise of Titans camp. He caught a touchdown on the first day, then followed it with several strong plays, including a high catch over Cordell Flott that had everyone talking. He also stayed alive when Cam Ward moved outside the pocket and made another catch near the sideline. These were not easy throws. Iomaner had to fight for the ball, stay balanced, and finish the play. His rise could change the whole receiver setup. Iomaner has the size to play on the outside, which would give Carnell Tate more freedom to move around the field. Tate has already impressed the coaches with how quickly he understands the offense. Brian DeBall reportedly sees him as one of the smartest young players he has worked with. Tate can run routes, block, and line up in different spots, so Tennessee may not have to use him like a normal rookie. That also puts more pressure on Calvin Ridley. He is back at practice, but the younger receivers are making it harder for him to stay at the center of the offense. Wan'Dale Robinson, Tate, Iomaner, Chimera Dike, and Bryce Oliver are all fighting for touches. The Titans suddenly have more options than expected, but one major problem is still standing in front of them. None of these weapons can help Ward if the offensive line cannot give him enough time. The first warning came from the left side, where Dan Moore Jr. struggled against Jermaine Johnson on the opening day of camp. Moore answered with a better practice the next day, but one good session does not solve the problem. Robert Saleh called him reliable and professional, yet Tennessee needs much more than that from the man protecting Cam Ward's blind side. Moore must show that last season was a bad year, not the player he has become. The bigger concern is J.C. Latham. He has come off the PUP list, but he is still being worked back slowly. Latham has already dealt with weight concerns and multiple injuries during his first 2 seasons, so simply putting on a helmet does not answer the real question. At right guard, Cordell Volson and Jackson Slater are fighting for the job, while Austin Schlottman and Pat Coogan are competing at center. Slater received an early chance with the starters, but a false start gave Volson an opening to move ahead. This group will decide how far the Titans can go. Tony Pollard, Tyjae Spears, Nicholas Singleton, and Julius Chestnut all need space to run, while Ward needs enough time to use the young receivers around him. If the line holds up, Tennessee could surprise a lot of teams. If it breaks down again, the entire plan could fall apart before it gets started. And with the final roster still far from settled, several players are about to face the toughest fight of camp. The biggest fight in Tennessee is no longer about hype. It is about who survives the roster cut. Nicholas Singleton has started to look quicker, Julius Chestnut has broken off long runs, and Tyjae Spears keeps showing value as a receiver. At tight end, Gunnar Helm has a real chance to take over the top role, while Daniel Bellinger and Jaron Kanak are trying to stay in the mix. Every practice now matters because one bad day can move a player from the game plan to the cut list. The same pressure is hitting the backup spots. Mitchell Trubisky, Will Levis, and Hendon Hooker are all fighting for their place behind the starter. The team also added safety Hudson Clark after Sanusi Kane was waived with an injury. Moves like that may look small, but they show how quickly things can change in camp. One player gets a chance, another loses his spot, and the roster keeps moving before the season even begins. That is why nobody should call this rebuild a success yet. The first practices have brought energy, young players are pushing veterans, and the team finally looks deeper in several areas. But the Titans have won only 6 of their last 34 games, and that record still follows them. The real answer will come when the pads go on and the pressure becomes real. Tennessee may be building something dangerous, but the final roster and the first few games will show whether this team is truly different or just giving fans another reason to believe. Blessings to all my subscribers family. Your support means everything. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and I catch you in the next one.